Greetings from your queen of Ooga Booga, that is. Hi, I'm Sally Diane, and welcome for another episode of Psychic Sundays Live with Sally Diane and her producer. This is an hour of chat and mini readings and all kinds of stuff. Do we have anybody yet?
No.
Okay, well, that's all right.
Even if we did, I wouldn't know.
Okay, well, it's actually been a pretty quiet week here. I think we've gotten a couple videos up, and next week I will be shooting another video on the tarot, and maybe exploring some other topics. Whoops. And also next weekend, I'm back at the spa near the tracks doing readings for all our friends in Stratford, or those of you that are close to Stratford and are traveling to Stratford. If you'd like to see me live at the spa near the tracks, just give Erin a call at Spa by the Tracks and make an appointment to see me, Sally Diane. I offer 25, 55, and 75-minute readings. And again, that's at the spa near the tracks. I know my producer has moved the camera around now, but I think that now I'm still. And we will also be shooting an episode of palm readings. Now, I have a bit of a shortage of palms, so I'd really like people to send me their palms. I must emphasize, send me your own palms. Do not send anybody else's palms. I will not read them. But when you do send me a picture of your palms, make sure that you get a picture of both hands, the full hand, the palm, the fingers, the thumb, and this little part right here. And don't hold your hand like this, because then I won't be able to see your lines or your mouths very well. Just have your hands kind of relaxed and give me a picture of your left hand and your right hand. And we will send you an email it to the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com, and we will send an email to you to let you know when we have filmed your reading for your palms. If anybody you know wants a palm reading from Sally Diane, share my email address with them again. That's the Queen of Ooga Booga at gmail.com, and have them send me a picture of their palms. All right, are we still alone in the world there, producer?
I really don't know.
Oh dear. Oh dear, I know it seems like we're having technical problems. You know.
No, not really. No technical problems whatsoever.
Oh.
Just haven't had a chance to go look.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, our friends at OPGS Filming had some technical problems last night, which is why they weren't able to go live, but we look forward to seeing them again next week on Saturday night, and that's Hauntings Live with OGPS Filming. And it's always been a good show. I've appeared on it a couple of times. And, of course, we did the collaboration a couple weeks ago. And we'll be doing another one in November. And so keep an eye out for that. And that will be happening in Stratford at the Queen's Inn. OGPS Filming and myself are the only authorized paranormal investigators for the Queen's Inn, and we do have access and permission to video. And we will be there November 6th, and it will be a 2-day event, a Friday and Saturday. It will start with a dinner on a Friday evening, and Chris from OGPS Filming will be there talking about his experiences as a paranormal investigator. I will be there talking about the history of the Queen's Inn and possibly the ghosts of the Queen's Inn. And we are working on lining up another guest speaker, but not saying anything yet. But anybody's interested, send an email to, just send an email to queenofoogaboga@gmail.com, and I'll send you all the information. You can also go on my Facebook page. I have Queen of Ooga Booga Facebook page, and I also have a Clairvoyant Psychic Sally Diane Facebook page. I have two Facebook pages. I keep them both active. You're welcome to visit either one, and you can also private message me in either place. Okay, so a little bit more about OGPS Filming. They are starting an online store, and they will be featuring some of their spiritual supplies, but they are going to be carrying yours truly's pixie dust. There is a new video up about how to make pixie dust, which is a very magical little blend that I was inspired to do. At one point in my life, when everybody in my household was hitting a down point, and the first pixie dust was designed just to bring blessings to everybody in the house, and it's a combination. It's coarse decorative sand, so it's colored sand, and it has a blend of oils and powders on it. You know, so, things like frankincense, myrrh, powdered roses, and stuff like that. And it's all mixed together, and we throw in a little bit of glitter and a little bit of rhinestones to make the pixies happy. And you just have to use it 2 or 3 grains at a time. You never ever throw it at anybody. But OGPS Filming will be carrying my pixie dust in a number of varieties. There will be Happy Home, which is meant to bring blessings to everybody in your household. There's Red Hot Lover, and I don't think I need to tell you what that's for. There's Prosperity, and Prosperity, you put a couple grains in your wallet or in your cash box or wherever you want to attract prosperity. Put some by your front door. There's Ghost Be Gone, which is a very protective pixie dust. That's a little bit different because it doesn't have any rhinestones. That's meant to kind of put a wall of protection between you and anything malevolent, whether it's a spirit or a person. And then there's Calm, and Calm is self-explanatory. You sprinkle around if you want to calm down the energies. It's good for putting a few grains around an area where you do your meditation or where you want peace and quiet. And I think that does it. Yeah, that's everything. I'm looking over at my producer to see if we have any visitors. So let me talk a little bit about the palms and how I got into it. And this goes back many years ago, back when I was first starting to do readings professionally, readings for strangers, and I was going through some of my psychic development training there with Joy. It was in the Detroit area. Pardon?
No,
Oh. Okay, so anyhow, I was living in the Detroit area, and I got my first cards made up. And, every time I'd hand somebody something, and at that point I just read the tarot cards. So it said, Sally, tarot reader. And I would give them a card, and they go, oh, you're a fortune teller. Here, what does mine say? And I always say, well, I don't read palms, but. And I always pick something up when people started putting their hands out. So then I discovered if I ran my thumb along somebody's lifeline, I could get a feeling for what goes on in their life, and that was falling back on some of the psychometry training that I had received under Joy. And then I started studying the lines, and that was over 30 years ago. And palm reading is my second favorite. Of course, tarot is always my go-to. It's my first love. But palms I have found to be just very, it's a good connection. It's how I like to start my readings. And I find that I have a tendency to look into people's palms. Like even on TV, if somebody's being interviewed, I always want to see what their palms have to say. Ask myself, well, what's the shape of their palm? That's one of the first things you look for in a palm is the shape. And some people, like me, have a very square palm. My palm is exactly 3.5 inches both ways. It's square. It's perfectly square. And a square palm tells you that you're dealing with somebody who's organized. And there's some people that have these nice long palms, and they tend to be more of your artistic type ones. The still squares, more rectangular ones. Those are considered artistic or creative hands. Then you have some hands where they're wider at the bottom than at the top, and those are called spatula. And those are people who really have a lot of emotions going on, let's say. And the one thing I find with the people with spatula hands is that things can get kind of turned upside down real fast for them. Then you have your 3 basic lines on your hand. You have your life, goes all the way to the thumb bone. Well, welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. That was technical difficulties. Apparently, it's contagious. I know that we're not the only people who have had technical difficulties, so I hope you found your way back here. I was talking about palms, and I'd gotten into the shapes, and then I started talking about the lines and the lifeline, and I think that's where I was at when we kind of hit an audio loop of some sort, and my poor producer really got an earful. It was awful sound, but anyhow, your lifeline is the one that goes here. And when you look at a line, it's not just how long it is, it's how deep it is and how much color it has. Because that depth and that color is going to tell you about things like purpose and pleasure and just joie de vivre. Somebody who has a rich color to their lifeline is somebody who's really able to love life, to enjoy everything that life has to offer. And somebody who has a really deep line is somebody who benefits, who prospers, who manages to make lemons out of lemonade when life hands us bad situations, which life always does. And so, you're real optimists. Your real movers and shakers are going to have these really deep lines. What your lifeline, and then there's also your headline. And your headline and your lifeline both start right about here. And your headline's the one that goes across your hand, and it usually curves down a little bit toward this part of your hand. And your headline tells you how you think things through, and the way it curves down, the more it curves down, the more imagination you put into your thought process. If you get somebody who has this really arrow straight short headline, that's somebody who thinks things through. It's 100% logical, and that's that. Most of us, it just curves down a little bit, which is just perfect. Some of us, our headline will curve way, 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 way down. And those are people who let their imagination get the better of them. And they're also people who... Oh, sorry, my producer was shaking his head and I lost my train of thought. Okay, so anyhow, people who have a lifeline, a headline that curves way, way down like that is somebody who lets their imagination get away with them. It's somebody who could benefit from maybe meditation, maybe different kinds of exercises to help them stay focused and on track. Then your third main line is your heart line, and that's the one that starts here and curves up a little like that. And that talks about how you handle relationships. And sometimes you'll get people where their heart line will go right between the two fingers all the way up here. And those are people who have too much heart. And then you've got people who have a very short heart line, and people whose heart line just goes like maybe to there. Those are people who probably have major trust issues, but they're pretty cut and dry what they want in relationships. Okay, do we have anybody yet? I know we had a...
Sorry, I can't hear with the headphones on.
Oh, do we have anybody yet, honey?
I really haven't had a chance to look at chat at all.
Oh my goodness. Oh, here we go. Okay. Bear with me. Okay, so sorry folks, I got to put on my glasses. Okay, so the live chat, and we have 9 watching now. Oh, thank you, Eva. Thank you, Eva, for stopping by. And we'll see you again soon. Okay, Suzanne. Hello, question. How will my work week be? I saw a job posting last week. Will that be for me? And okay, so I'm going to read Susan Klish. Job posting. Let's see what it says about job posting for Suzanne. Okay. Okay, now the main card I get there is the 5 of Swords, and I think you need to wait for the next job posting, because that's kind of one that says wait for it. I think this particular one has a lot of politics involved, and sometimes job postings like that are actually made to be short-lived. I just think that there's a better one out there for you. I just don't get a good feeling about it. I'm so sorry, but that's what I get with that. Now, let's see what else is here. And bear with me, folks. Okay, and Glossio Scorpio wants to know about pregnancy. You're worried too much about that. I don't think it's quite there yet, girl. Let's see. Wow. Okay, keep trying, because you will conceive within 3 months, and I think it may be a girl.
We have a question from Sue.
Hi, Sue.
Her birthday is February 21st, 1960.
Okay.
My question is, how long will I be working at my current job?
That's right. Oh yeah, this is your year. This is your year. That's right. Okay, so what was the question again?
How long she will be staying at her current job? Correctly. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not sure what you mean your current job or the current company. And I just say that because I'm seeing 3 more years, but they're not stagnant years. It's like they're years of moving ahead. And the positive aspect here is a star. Like the main issue you get is the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Wands talks about, having some skill, having some success under your belt, but still looking for a little bit more. And I think that's where you are right now. At least that's where the cards think you're at. Because the positive aspect is the star. And the star is one that tells you, dare to hope, dare to dream. Think big, reach big. And I really think that you are in the position to think big and reach big. The negative aspect, the only negative aspect is that I think that it's like the only downside of the job, you love everything except the pay. They could pay a little bit better. Okay, so who else do we have? Oh, there's Alma. Alma says, I'd love to know if there's a loving, committed relationship coming in, please. Okay. A loving, committed relationship isn't something that just flies in on the breeze. It's kind of like, wanting an oak tree and getting an acorn. Any relationship, in order for a relationship to become loving and committed, and I know I don't have to tell you this, but there is this aspect of building. So nobody's perfect when you first meet them. It's whether you're willing to build the relationship and whether they're willing to be side by side by you. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Yes, yes. Timing around October. I think that this is something where it looks like a little bit of a friendship is formed first. But the question is, yes, yes. Oh, am I going down? I'm going the right direction, right? No, that's what I thought. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. What's going on with our car, or do we need a new one? Oh, your poor car. I'm actually going to throw some cards for that OGPS. By the way, I was talking about your shop And we need to know the details on your online store so I can share that with the folks. I want to sell some of my pixie dust. Chris and Trevor's car. Their car had a little hiccup today. Okay, so whatever's going on with your car, it's an indication of more problems to come. But what I'm getting here is that you can fix this car and get it ready to sell. And that would be your best bet. You know, just get it roadworthy again and then sell it before it breaks down again. So it's got about that much more life left to it. Okay, so got a trip coming up in October, and I'm going to let you read that so I don't have to wear my glasses. So Trevor wants to know about a trip coming up in October. Nice. Yes, the trip will go well. You're going to meet some good new people there. You're going to make a good connection. Chris, you've got to watch your health and make sure that you bring whatever meds you need for your gout, your foot, and everything else, because it says that you might have some health issues that weekend. So prevention's the key. Oh, by the way, your main card was the Nine of Pentacles. You know, so you're going to do a good job. I think you've been there before because it feels like you've got some experience and some seasoning there. And what works against you, I really think you're going to have problems with your feet. Just because it seems like the physicality of the job, the walking around, might be a little difficult for you, Chris. Take better care of your feet. And use your crutch. It's your favorite cousin talking. Okay, do we have any other questions yet, darling? Okay, so I'm going the wrong direction again. Okay, so there's something there. Oh, and Marcy wants to know about a car too. Boy, this is a week for cars. Our car's a little under the weather itself. So, Marcy in a new car. Get yourself a big old truck. Okay, yes, this is a good time for you to buy a car. It's also a good time for you to be a little bit of a sharp wheeler dealer. When you make an offer, know that no doesn't always mean no. If you make an offer on a vehicle and the salesman tells you no, make him wait a day. I guess I might as well keep my glasses on. Oh, you were thinking of a truck. That's too funny. Okay. And thank you for subscribing, Alma. Oh, yeah. You're welcome, Marcy. It's good to see you. Okay, so who else do we have here?
Jesse just joined us.
Oh, hi, Jesse.
Jess.
Jess. Okay, so, and welcome, Sister Sam. And we're glad you got here in one piece. I think you'll like the area. And we'll see what the cards have to say for you, my dear. The Ace of Cups. You know, this area is just, it's a wonderful place for creative people, and it just seems to bring out that in people. And I think that this area is going to resound with you in that same way, Sam. A job, and I know, you know, you must be one of those contrary kind of people, because if you watch the news, it's awful out there, yada, 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 yada. When I look at this, it tells me that you can find yourself a good job within 3 weeks. This is a good new beginning for you. Your main card is the Ace of Cups. And I do know the baby reference there. Don't do that. Don't go there. It's 21st century. We have the miracle of modern science. Okay, so positively aspected is the Three of Pentacles, the Three of Coins. And that tells me that things are going to be stabilizing for you here. You know, and I think in all three areas of life, you know, heart, home, work. Now, as far as finding a place, I see you finding a good place by September with a move-in date of October 1st. So I hope that's quick enough. It seems to be a real pretty little place, and you've got a picture window there. There's kind of a view. There's a place where you can sit on your couch and watch the world go by, kind of thing. And the thing that works against you, and it's not a very big thing, it's just that right now is a still period in your life, and there is this restlessness. And you know, it's irritating, but you know, if you look at the Fool card, that tells you that it's always the bad stuff in life that pushes us along. And right now, the only thing that you've got working against you is just impatience. Overall, you've got some really good cards. That's the Nine of Pentacles. So what Sam got in the middle card is the Ace of Cups. The positive aspect is the Three of Pentacles. The negative aspect is the Nine of Pentacles. And there is a relationship with 3, 6, 9. You know, they're all functions of 3. So it does tell me that she's on step 1 of a 3-phase journey, if you will. Okay. Thank you so much. Remember to like and subscribe, Sam. Okay. Okay, so I talked earlier about my pixie dust, and I know that Mark and Trevor are still there, so could you could you guys please post your the information about your online store so I can share it with our viewers? Okay, so they haven't put it here yet, but I'm looking forward to doing some shopping here myself. Our friends over at OGPS Filming are starting up their own store, and they're just going to be selling all kinds of neat magical stuff, sage, crystals, bags for assorted goodies sort of thing. And they're also going to be selling some of yours truly pixie dust. And so if we have a video on how to make pixie dust, and you can see how I make it. And if you want some pixie dust for your own and don't want to go through the trouble of making it, well, here's where you can buy some. And it's really neat stuff. You get a little vial about like that, and it's a thin little vial, but it's actually a lot of pixie dust because you only use it 2 or 3 grains at a time. And again, I cannot stress this enough, don't throw it at people. Okay, so now didn't we have a request for a reading ahead of time?
Yeah, I already gave you that question.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Sue. Yeah. Okay. So anyhow, Sue had earlier made a comment about my beads, that she loves my beads. Thank you very much. I've had them for a very long time. They're very old and quite meaningful to me. Well, I might as well share with you. These beads are they're representative of certain earth spirits. Like this particular one, this one is associated with a volcano. So this one is for energy and initiative and motivation. And this one is the river, and this one is for luck and love. The river is by far my favorite. Love Oshun. And then this one, this blue one, this one is the sea. And the sea is for love and comfort and understanding and mercy. And then, of course, you have the sky. And the sky is protective, but it also gives us all kinds of blessings. So that's what these mean. It's more complicated than that, but that's the long and the short of it. Okay, and I don't know how much everybody heard it before, but I want to let everybody know that I do readings by the spa near the tracks, and I will be there next Friday and Saturday, and I won't be there on August 22nd, but I will be there on August 21st. I do 4 readings every time I'm at the spa. So anybody wants to get a reading from me while you're in the Stratford area, contact the spa near the tracks and make an appointment. I also do readings via Skype or Facebook chat, and for a reading that way, if you're not in the Stratford area, send me a message to queenofoogaboga@gmail.com. And I will arrange to do a reading via Skype or Facebook Messenger, whatever you choose. And do I have another question there?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay. Okay, so other things are happening. The selling of my pixie dust. Next week we will be doing some more shooting on Monday or Tuesday. Another chapter on the tarot. I know I'm a little bit behind on that, but we're working on it. I want to get into not just the suits and the numbers, but get into the symbology as well. I do have a glossary of symbols that's good for basically anything. And if anybody would like me to send that to them, it's I think it's a 4 or 5 page document. Just send a request to the queenofooga@gmail.com. And if you ask for my glossary of symbols, I will be happy to share it with you. And those symbols are applicable to the tarot, any of the oracles, dreams, things that turn up a lot. It's basically a general glossary of symbols and how to interpret them. And I get a little bit into when you deal with symbols, like in dreams, in cards, you can go to the glossary that I've made up, or you can go to the one that Eden Gray puts in the back of her tarot books. There's a book that's called 1,000 Dreams Interpreted that is about that thick, and it's just full of symbols. I've used those two and some of my own life experience in making up this glossary of symbols that I came up with. And there's also an article in front of it that tells you, basically how to interpret symbols, because it's not just what some glossary says somewhere. It also has a lot to do with what it means to you. For example, if you get a cat as a symbol, somebody who's allergic to cats is going to see cats as sickness and maybe even death. But somebody who, say, makes a profit from cats, a breeder or pet store owner, if they saw a cat, they would see profit. Somebody who is who's really a fan of cats and who loves cats and has 3 in their home is going to see cats as a loving friend. So it's all about who you are as far as what a symbol means to you. So any glossary of symbols is only as good, as, say, a dictionary. Oh, we have a question. Okay, so, hi Sally, I would love a card reading to see what we can expect for our retirement plans. All right. Okay, TS. Retirement plans. Oh, that sounds exciting. Pardon? Oh, yes. Okay, so your first card, and this is the main thought. You've got the 8 of Coins. And the 8 of Coins talks about the rewards of a job well done, which retirement certainly is. And the fact that you have coins tells me that you're one of the lucky people who maybe has an extra pension or an extra little something there. But let's see what else it says, because this looks pretty good. Oh, now isn't that nice? The positive aspect, well, I should have gone to the negative first. Let's see what's negative about. Oh, the 5 of Swords. Okay. And, when I see that, because the other 2 cards that you have here are a lot more powerful, and I just get such a good feeling about this. I mean, even when you ask, the first thing I did was smile, think, wow, this is a good time of your life coming up. The only thing that works against it is that, you get this wonderful time where you've got the time and the money to travel and everything, and life throws you stuff like arthritis. So it's just the idea of, the little aches and pains that come with getting old. No big deal. The positive aspect, and this is so nice, is the Lovers. And the Lovers is one of the cards that has an archangel in it. It's the Archangel Raphael. But it does tell me that this time of your life is going to be blessed. So congratulations on your retirement. Enjoy every minute of it. Okay. Yeah, it's funny that you should say that because it does mark kind of. Oh, Alma was asking what happened. What would happen. About when a mark shows up on your hand. And it's funny, I had that happen to me one time. That mark isn't going to stay there forever, so I wouldn't worry about having it removed. Now, mine showed up on my lifeline right about here at a point in my life when I was right about there. It's like there, it was kind of like I knew that something was coming up, and there was this little blue dot on my lifeline. And that what happened was that was the time I moved from the United States to Canada, which that was in 1993, and it was a drastic change. And once I moved to Canada, that little dot disappeared. So I would say that mark, wherever it appears, is talking about something massive happening in that area. And you say toward the middle of your hand, so I don't know whether it's something that's on your lifeline or your fate line. I think it might be your fate line. Let me just throw a few cards, because those little marks, if they just show up randomly like that, yeah, and they do look like a pin mark. So I have a feeling this one shows up on your fate line. Oh, goodness sakes. Okay, weren't you the one that was asking about love? Because the main card you get is the Lovers. And I have senior moments, so don't expect me to remember what you asked earlier. But that particular mark is talking about a time when love is coming into your life, and it is coming your way, and it's something big. And you have the star as a positive aspect, which tells me that this is something that you've been hoping for, wishing for, putting out energies for, because it's kind of like got this feeling of prayers answered. The negative aspect is the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is a funny kind of card, because it talks about worrying about the things you've lost instead of focusing on the things that you have. And that's always a recipe for sadness. So going forward, really work on focusing on the things you have, not mourning the things that life has taken from your life, taken from you. Sometimes the universe will take things from us to make room on the shelf for new things. Anyhow, Alma, that is so cool. I would love to see a picture of your hands. Okay. So anybody else got a question? Want to know anything about the world of Ooga Booga?
You're welcome, Alma.
Okay. Yes, you're definitely welcome, Alma. Yeah, I know and many blessings to you as well, my dear. Okay. So, shuffling the cards like that. A few weeks ago, we were checking out some of the other YouTube channels that were out there, and we found this fella, and we were looking forward to watching him. His show is right after mine, and we were looking forward to seeing him last week, but he wasn't on. So we're really hoping that this week he'll be on. This guy, he does what he calls slap tarot. It's awesome. He's got a deck. He took the Morgan Greer deck and gave it a different backing, and he laminated it. So then he takes those cards and he slaps them. He really, I don't want to treat my cards like that, but it's great. It's such a high energy reading. So slap tarots. Pardon? Oh, and we'll add a link to this guy. He's very entertaining to watch. Oh, my friends at OGPS is asking about the sleeping entity in the house, and yeah, that's a good story. Before we moved into the house where we're at right now, I was having recurrent dreams about living in a convoluted place, which this place is a bit convoluted. It's side by side, but part of our apartment is over theirs or whatever. And it's got this back addition too. And the back addition is unoccupied and condemned. It's coming down. So it's a strange building. But in my dreams, not only am I living in this convoluted building, but there's a basement and then there's a sub-basement. And the sub-basement is always set aside, empty, has a dirt floor. But the message there in my dream always ends here when I get to the sub-basement is whatever is sleeping there, let it sleep. Now, I have not been down in my basement yet. The stairs are very difficult to negotiate. And I was telling Ollie about my dream, my recurrent dream, and the dream about sub-basement. And he looked at me, and then he told me about this sealed-off doorway we have in our basement. And turns out that doorway goes to the original basement of this house. And so we've put all kinds of protective stuff around there because I keep remembering that the theme of the dreams was always let whatever is sleeping there sleep. So so far, I've been a little bit tempted, but I haven't been too tempted to wake it up. Just a relationship with the boss. No, you don't do that. I'm just kidding. I know what you mean. Did I freeze up? Oh, no. Can everybody still hear me? I'm not sticking my tongue out at you, even though it looks like it. Well, maybe I am. Anyhow, Jess, let's see what it says about Relationship.